Hey, this is Leo's Minecraft Tattoo, and today we're going to be talking about biomes. Since this is my first podcast, I'm going to be talking about the more simple things of Minecraft. I'm going to be talking about places you will naturally spawn, you will rarely spawn, and you will not naturally spawn. Once you create a new world, you will spawn in these places called biomes. Now, one of the places you may spawn is called the desert. Deserts have a lot of sand, cactuses, dead bushes, and very rarely a desert well. Desert wells are purely made of sandstone and sandstone slabs. In the center there's water. The full function of this is still not known, but something may be implemented in later, updates. Grasslands. Grasslands are semi-flat with rolling hills, much tall grass, and the occasional tree. Now the tundras are basically the same thing, except for less tall grass, and it's all covered in snow. Now the jungles, as you may think, are warm. They won't affect you, but they will affect a certain mob. I'll talk to you about that in another podcast. Jungles have the special trees that are 2x2 space thick and are extremely tall. The floor will usually be covered in bushes, and that's it for the jungles. Now, mixed forests are, as you would think, lots of trees like oak, birch, and, well, actually, that's it. Pine forests are, as you would think, have spruce trees, or evergreen trees, however you want to call them, and sometimes are covered in snow. Mountains, if you fall, you might die from the fall damage, so it's best to keep your eye open for that. Let's see, swamps are like less dense forests with some trees spawning in the water, actually. Not very deep, though, like 1 or 2 blocks deep. It's very shallow and with a few lily pads, so if you're in a boat, you better watch out. Villages have NPC villagers. They will not talk to you, but they will trade for you emeralds and certain things, depending on what class they are. Now, in the NPC blacksmith, you may find some armor, tools, and some more interesting things, sometimes diamonds. Now, to the more rare spawns. The mushroom land is a mushroom biome. Instead of trees, they have giant mushrooms, and the only mob spawns there that are mushrooms, cows that are different color and have mushrooms on them. They have special properties. The good thing about mushroom lands is that no other mobs can spawn there, so you're pretty much safe there. Let's see. Oceans, I don't think there have been any recordings of you spawning in the ocean. So, yeah. The only other overworld spawning... Well, you can't spawn here, but the only overworld structure left is a stronghold. I'll tell you about that after I go to the underworld. The underworld, the Nether, also known as the Nether, has many blocks, soul sand, netherrack, a lot of fire, and seas of lava, so you should watch out where you go. Nether ruins have these things called nether bricks. Nether bricks cannot be crafted yet, but they can craft into nether brick fences and stairs. Nether brick stairs are usually surrounded by soul sand, which grow nether warts, so you may find some interesting things in there. Now, as I was saying, the strongholds have many corridors and sometimes small or large libraries and jails with iron doors, and you may find a completed ender portal. Now, you need specific things for that. I will also tell you about that later when I talk about items. Now, the end consists of endstone, obsidian spikes, enderman, and the main boss of the Minecraft world, the Ender Dragon. The Ender Dragon is very hard to beat, but if you do, you will gain massive amounts of XP, and there will be a fountain with the Ender Dragon egg on it. If you are able to collect it, that's great. But it's hard. There's a certain way of doing it, though. Once you enter the Ender Portal again, after defeating the Ender Dragon, there will be an 8-minute cutscene talking about certain things about the game. I've heard that if you want to skip this, you press escape. I'm not so certain about that, so you might want to see it out yourself. That's it for today. Thanks for listening, you guys, and I'll see you later.